Hi, it's Chuck from Osprey, and today we're going to touch on inventory adjustments. In a prior video, we already looked at inventory adjustment codes and how to configure those. This video will continue on with that and show how to actually process an inventory adjustment. Inventory adjustments are located in the same place as inventory adjustment codes, under the inventory menu setting, under inventory adjustments, and then under inventory adjustments again. As you can see, we have our typical two-tab system for an adjustment header and the adjustment lines. As in the case of some other screens, we have two tabs under each of the main tabs. In this case, for our listing and then our actual maintenance. So within that, we have our typical Ultra Grid showing all of our adjustments, in this case just one. We also have a supplementary toolbar, which we'll touch on in a moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new inventory adjustment, clicking on Add. I'm going to fill in the relevant information. The run number is system generated to keep it unique through the enterprise if running multiple stores. The document number is a number I can choose to assign. You can use any numbering system you want. Some people will use the date. Some people will use just a sequential number. If you don't enter any value at all, the system will generate one. Then down here we have a sequence number that's system defined, the run date that the system created, and then the type. Now you'll note it defaults to receivings because that happens to be the first one on our list, but I can change it to any of my other types. If I change it to one of the transfer types, the store will light up, and then I can choose select store. This only functions if I'm in an enterprise environment with multiple stores. In our case, I'm going to go ahead and set this to a receivings because I want to receive some items. I can choose to enter a counter if I so desire, in which case I will. And then I will save that. Alright, so now I have my inventory adjustment header. Now I'm going to come into my lines and I'm going to add lines. I can do this manually by simply clicking Add, choose my package code, my item number or UPC number. I can click the Find box if I want to search. In my case, I know it's item 95. That will pull up the description. The only way you'll see a UPC value here is if you actually enter an item by UPC. If you enter it by item number, such as I did, the UPC number will not be filled in. Now I have a choice to enter my quantity. I'm going to enter 5. It's going to retrieve my cost from retail from the database, which I can update here if I need be. And then I'll click Save. So that's how I can add a single item. Now if I wanted to add multiple items, I can use the Select Items user control just as I can in many other parts of Osprey POS. I have a default quantity here. The default quantity can be left at 0, but if you're entering multiple items and a preponderance of them, 10%, 20%, 50%, 90% have the same quantity that's going to be adjusted, you can enter a value here and it will pre-fill that for all items, and then you can go back and edit the ones that you don't need that same quantity for. That's not a requirement to do that, but it's meant as a way to save time if you've got multiple items with the same quantity. In my case, I'm going to fill this in for 3. Then down here, just as with any of the other screens that utilizes Select Items control, I can choose how I want to search. I'm going to leave it for department. I'm going to choose my products department. I'm going to choose my combs and brushes subdepartment. And then I'm going to apply the filter to get a listing of all items that meet that criteria. Now, just as with this control in other videos, I can pick a single item. I can pick multiple items in a range by using the Shift key in conjunction with the mouse. Or I can pick multiple items just randomly by holding the Control key down, which I already have these items selected. I can hit Control click to grab those items as well. Once I'm happy with what I have, I simply hit Add Selected Items. My items have been added. And if I come back here, I'll see all these items, and as you can tell, the first item that I manually entered has the 5 that I chose. All the other items have a 3. Now I can come through here and I can directly edit in this grid. Let's say I only wanted 2 of these, but I wanted 11 of those, and I wanted 7 of those. So I've updated those quantities. Additionally, let's say I didn't honestly want item 172 under, that was a mistake. I can highlight that and click delete and take that item off. Now once I'm happy with my adjustment, just as with other things such as purchase orders and inventories, nothing actually occurs until I physically post this. So I can work on this for 5 minutes, I could work on it for several hours, or I could even work on it for several days. In the case of, for example, damaged merchandise, some retailers will open an adjustment on the first of the month and keep it open all month long and then finalize it on the end of the month. The only downside to that is if the merchandise is actually damaged and you keep a running adjustment for the whole month and don't post it till the end of the month, you're technically overstating your on hand, as if you initially had 10 on the first of the month and you damaged 2 out on the second. If you haven't actually posted this, then the system still thinks you have the 10. So there are pros and cons to doing something like that. But once I'm happy with my adjustment, if my status is open, I can simply come up here and click post. It's going to ask if I'm sure that I want to post this. Yes, I do. Now at this point, the status changes to posted, and I've actually adjusted my inventory accordingly. The other button on this supplementary toolbar, and actually let's refresh this so we can see since I haven't opened one, is Process Handheld. That is for a legacy handheld file, the format of which is documented in the Osprey Point of Sale manual, and it allows you to walk around with the handheld device, create an adjustment on the fly, and then actually come in and process it. So that is inventory adjustments from within UniFi.